you got the fucking channels turned off. I can hear us. I can definitely hear us.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Well, if we can hear us, why don't we just do the podcast to ourselves?
Yeah, right.
Oh. Hello?
Hello.
It's coming through now.
Oh, is it coming through?
It's very quiet.
I think we're live. I think you've done it, Doug. Doug, just hit the... Are you ready to...
Wow. So we're live.
We are live.
So there's 5 people watching who can hear this. Welcome.
Can they all hear us?
Welcome.
Can you hear us now?
I don't know. I
I think that's about as good as we're going to get it.
can't
right now.
attest to such things. I'm just going to tell people that we're live on Tinter Web. Apologies on that one.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
we're back.
But just discard the first half an hour of the podcast. Don't know. He's lost his
I don't
cigarette
know.
thing now.
Is it over there? Oh, it's down here, Douglas. It's down here.
It's probably a good thing that
Right.
That-
Evening.
we had
Settled.
that technical issue because my
Did you delete that
introduction.
part?
I don't know.
I'll give it a go.
Dunno.
Let's see what happens.
Yes, welcome to Through the Podcast. No, Through the Trapdoor
Fucking
podcast with
hell.
Malthusian Trap. Woo!
Pressures of live TV.
Live
The show
streaming.
must go on.
Live streaming. So welcome to the podcast. It's a live edition. Normally we do a pre-recorded one, but we thought we'd hit the airwaves tonight, and it's gone swimmingly well. But at least people can hear us now. Oh yeah, look, people are saying they can hear us. Big up, Simon Tucker.
Simon Tucker.
Hey up, Carly.
Simon, it wasn't me who
It was.
the audio.
It was.
He turned all the channels off.
But yeah, we're gonna do the
Muted.
podcast and we're gonna run through a few things. Before we realised we had no sound, Doug was about to interject on something.
I forgot what I was going to What was you talking about? You were saying...
He was saying hello and it was rubbish.
Yeah, I did it really
No,
really
I was
rubbish.
actually interjecting on, is there anyone actually listening?
Oh
That
yeah,
was the
well there
one.
is now, yeah, because people can hear us. There's 5 people watching,
Hello.
which is all right, not too bad, not to be sniffed at. But we start the podcast normally with listeners' questions. So I'm gonna hit the first one up from Kyle Tripp.
Trip with 2 T's.
2
Peas.
P's. 2
Two
P's in a
Ps.
pod.
Two
Tripping. And he says, or he asked, if we could collaborate with any musician, past or present, who would it be?
Mr. Blobby.
Big up, Mr. Blobby!
Blobby.
Nah, are you asking that to Coxie? Go on.
Me, past or present. I think I'd like to play with, or would have liked to have, played music with John Lennon.
John Lennon.
He's a big one for me.
Not really into it.
No,
It's a
you're not
different
here.
one, isn't it?
I know it's out there. All right then,
You've
Ginger Baker.
You've properly gone out on a limb there.
There's too many though. I just picked one at random. Like Billy Corgan,
Who-
John Lennon, Jamie
Who?
T. No. Ginger Baker.
What? Just the drummer?
He's a phenomenal
Oh,
drummer.
no, yeah, but you'd be working with a drummer.
Yeah, well, it would be a different setup from what we've got, wouldn't it? Fucking hell, we don't have a drummer.
No offence, Kyle, but the first name off his lips was a drummer.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, Carl's a drummer, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Um,
he's a good drummer as well.
what? Ginger Baker or Kyle?
Kyle Ginger's a bit.
Kyle Baker.
Kyle Baker.
Kyle
Bit iffy on his rolls.
No, he was.
No,
we
Tom
talking.
Work.
Oh,
Sorry,
oh,
Tom
you mean Kyle?
Yeah.
I thought it was Ginger Baker, a bit iffy. One of the greatest of all time, but yeah, shit on the Tom work.
Yeah, he couldn't do the Toms. No,
Douglas,
only joking, Cole.
go on then, Tom. Tom. I don't know why I said Tom.
Me?
Doug.
There's too many to choose from, isn't there? Really?
That's what I mean. I just picked one at random.
I think I would go with someone like who I think I'd get on with the most, and that'd probably be someone like.
Ding dong, ding.
Not many out there. It'd be someone like.
The only two of them are
I
in this
don't know.
room.
Someone like Goldie or someone
Goldie?
like that. You know what I
Goldie?
mean? Yeah.
You would get on
He
most
seems a right lad,
with
do you know what I
Goldie.
mean? Yeah.
You'd
Alright.
you would.
Everyone
out
else
of-
seems to someone who's not pretentious. Do you know what I mean?
So out of the whole plethora of.
Goldie.
This is the second time he's come up on this podcast.
Who, Goldie?
Yeah, I brought him up,
He
didn't
did
I?
Goldie, but
He was good in EastEnders.
He was in EastEnders.
Yeah, man. He was
I
like
think-
some gangster in EastEnders, isn't he?
Was he?
Yeah,
he was,
man.
wasn't he? Yeah. Plus he was in James Bond.
Was he?
Was he?
Yeah, he's a baddie.
No way.
Yeah, gold
Goldie.
teeth and everything.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he did have gold teeth. Yeah, you're right.
So you said
does
Goldie. I'm gonna go
It's
with
not really, but I just Goldie.
just Goldie
So-
for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Who would you rather then? Come on.
Let Damon go.
All
while-
right,
while
okay.
we're
Well,
going
what you
to it.
think?
I've just finished work, man.
I'm gonna say Martin Hannett because he's
Martin Hannett.
not because he's
a
not.
musician.
He's not a musician, no.
It depends how you. So he wasn't a musician.
No,
He
was a
didn't play any
producer.
instruments. He just pressed buttons. I'm
Yeah.
going out
No, he
there
was
an
a good-
avant-garde
he was a-
one.
No, he was a
All right,
good
fair enough.
he was
Producer.
a good engineer. He could solder really well.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Did he have compressor ear?
No.
Yeah, he had a compressor ear beyond belief.
But yeah, Martin Hannett or
Martin Hannett.
don't know, man. Or MC Tunes.
MC Tunes.
If you know, you know. Big up MC Tunes.
Go on then, Doug.
I think I'm going to stick with Goldie.
Fair enough.
Gold. He was on the radio the other night, Goldie, actually, when I was
liked him
driving home
Sorry, I've liked him every time he's on the telly. Do you know what I mean?
on EastEnders.
It's not about going, oh, I want to work with that person. You work with fucking Lennon. He'd be like, shut up, Coxie, I'm doing this.
And I'll be
You'll
like, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Goldie looks as if like, yeah, I'll be down with that. It's right. Or Damon Albarn. There's one.
Damon
Oh, that's a
Albarn.
good one, actually.
Yeah,
I think it'd be all right. What about
I'm looking at the people. I'm not looking at their achievements. I'm looking
What
at
about,
what's inside.
we both picked a dead person. I was going to say what about dead people, but we picked dead people. Damon Albarn's a good one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like
Because
Damon
he is a proper like artist, isn't he? If you think about it.
Unlike Lennon.
Yeah, well,
Or
I don't
Ginger
know.
Baker.
I'm not really into Lennon.
Or Goldie.
Just
He had a thing with York, didn't
Who, Goldie?
he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
did.
he?
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah.
Fucking hell. He gets around, doesn't he?
It was show to she, man, isn't
Yeah.
it?
EastEnders, Bjork, James Bond.
He done I'll tell you what he did. I saw him. Yeah, James.
What
Bond.
what a fucking CV he's got, though.
It's class, man. He did a reality show
Timeless.
with conducting orchestra.
I saw that. It
music.
was good with the
He
kids,
was the
the inner
best at it,
city
wasn't he?
youths
Yeah.
and that.
No, he was.
Oh no, that was the first one. But he did one where he actually took some like youths as well in the second series and got them to be
No,
in
not
an
this one.
orchestra.
That's probably what went on from.
Yeah,
what
that's
I
what I'm
saw.
saying.
The
I've
first
seen the
one, he
original
was
one.
the one.
Yeah, and he was saying how
bunch of
he's
celebrities. Who
yeah,
tried it.
how he saw music in blocks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was
And
good
he
actually.
won it, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I
What
think
was it
he's
called?
His time. It was called How to Orchestra. Orchestra.
Orchestra.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Riveting. What else? What was the other question?
I don't know. It's probably an idea to have the questions.
It was from, here we go, it was one from a long-time listener of the show, all 7 weeks of it, Scott Gilfaney.
No.
How'd you say it? Scott
He wrote it down for you.
Skillful Annie.
Phil Schofield Annie.
Scotty G.
Scotty G.
I keep pronouncing his name wrong, apparently. It's not
Gilfallan.
Scott Gilfallan, it's...
Gil
Is
Fannin.
it our super fan?
Gil Fannin.
No, that's someone else.
That's
Well,
Rob.
maybe Scott is into supervan mode. Anyway, he asked this, yeah. Have we ever met our idols or anyone famous that we like, and has it been a complete letdown when we've met them?
I tell you, the extent of my meeting someone famous is probably the guy who did the Central News broadcast in Birmingham. Saw him in McDonald's. Oh no! Hold on.
I thought you'd met the man.
Hold on. Oh my God! Yeah, I've worked on the QE2.
Oh.
And Jimmy Savile. was on there.
You know the rule.
Oh, no, yeah,
Apparently your mic needs to
and
go up.
but a more light-hearted one, Eric
you're-
Bristow.
Eric Bristow.
Bristow.
Eric
Who's
Bristow
that?
was on there, the darts player.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
I have no idea.
And him who just did catchphrase. See what you see.
Oh,
What,
Roy
the,
Walker.
Yeah, Roy Walker.
See what you see.
Oh,
You see it.
I thought you
See
meant the character. Was it Chip?
Mr.
Mr. Chips is on the QE2.
Chips. You want to turn...
Apparently your mic needs
your
to come
mic
up.
needs to come up.
Whose?
apparently. Yours.
Yours.
Yeah, because the
Oh, turn it up a little bit.
I
Can you
said
turn
it
it up
was
a
a
little
bit-
bit?
yeah, it's up max, I think.
And the technical issues
Hang on,
continue.
let me...
Go on. What about now?
I don't know. I'm just getting
Go on, Doug.
someone
Give
just
us a
said.
level. Go on.
Hello.
Go on. That'll do. If you knocked
Yeah.
it up,
What
it'll
about
do.
now?
Yeah, you seem all right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's
just
have
wrapped
it. So, who's,
Oscar Peterson. That's one of the most famous people.
Oscar
I don't even know who that
Most
is.
I don't know who
famous
that is.
Jazz pianist ever.
Jazz
yeah, but the
pianist.
question was not list all the famous people you've met. Have you ever met anyone and they've just been a complete plonker?
I've met people when they've been
honestly,
plonkers.
I haven't. Yeah, well, obviously
I
Jimmy
have.
Savile was the plonker, wasn't he?
Oh, he's a right plonker.
I'm gonna
I didn't speak to him.
What a flipping
probably
plonker.
just
No,
as well.
no one. I've met no one of note.
I thought you said you met Craig Charles once.
Oh, I met Craig Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, and you
In
said
the
he was a
casino, he
knob.
was a right wanker.
There you go, there's one.
Proper
There you go,
wanker.
Craig Charles.
Yeah.
Craig Charles.
Mine was
And I love Red Dwarf. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
Love Red Dwarf.
is great.
Not the latter.
Yeah,
other
not the
ones.
new stuff.
Yeah.
But they're making another Red Dwarf as
Oh,
well.
God, no.
It's
don't.
a feature film, I think.
Did it hurt
What?
when you met Craig Charles and he was rude?
I didn't meet Craig Charles.
I know.
Yeah, it kind of did. Can everyone hear me better now?
We'll have to
Well,
wait.
there'll be a
Well,
delay,
There's a
mate.
delay.
All right. Yeah. Go on. Go on then, Diamond. You.
Well, Craig Charles is funny you should say that because I know quite a few people that have met him and they all say the same thing about him, which means it must be true. 2 people said the same thing. I only know 2 people. Mine's. Were you going to interject?
I was going to say, what about you?
Yeah. If you meet me and I'm famous to you in your eyes,
no,
I'm
I'm
nice. Now, mine, I've got 2, yeah? I've got 2. The first one is Mike Skinner.
Did you meet him?
Yeah, I met him, which is odd, really, because I actually really like him, and I don't think he did anything wrong. He just completely served me in the sense of, like, I was at a festival, yeah, and I was doing some stupid, like, filming that I used to do, yeah, and I'm in this VIP bar, and I'm there with, like, food stuck to my face, and I'm just acting like an idiot, and he's there, and he's at the bar, and he turned round, and I went to him, do I know you from somewhere? And I wanted him to say something, yeah, and I was going to go, aren't you Danny Dyer? You know, just like taking the piss. And he just went, we'll leave that one there, shall we? And turned his back on me. And I was like, you fucker. But
He done you.
he did do me. I actually like Mike Skinner, though, so fair play to him on that one. He'd be a good one to collaborate with.
I knew you were going to say that. I was going to ask.
The other one is Howard Marks. You know?
Met him
Yeah.
Howard Marks.
I've met him.
in prison.
Mr. Nice.
Nah, not in prison.
It's a good book, that.
It is a good book.
I've not read it. I've seen the film.
It's pretty film
The
shit.
film's terrible. The book's
Yeah.
amazing. You should read the book. His second book wasn't that good. It's all about like weird ways you can get off your head. Like
He's in
by
human traffic as
drinking
well, isn't he?
Reindeer piss.
Reindeer piss.
Apparently, if you drink reindeer piss, it'll get you off your head.
Will it?
Yeah,
Fair enough.
according to his book, anyway. It must be a certain type of reindeer, but never mind. A bit better. Well, that's it. We're just rolling with it.
Yeah.
He's
Talking about Doug's mic, I guess.
And then, I met him at a festival again, doing some filming, and he was, I don't know, he's dead now, so probably be careful about what I say, because people might get offended, but he was a bit up his own ass, so didn't really take to him. But then some people I've met have been alright. Like,
Who else?
well, we met, remember the Mighty Boosh? They played in Buxton. and we found out what hotel they was doing. There was in afterwards, and there was like loads of like Klingons round them and that, because they were massive at the time. And one of them, the one who plays the American one, Bob Fossil, you know, the chubby fella, the funny one. Yeah, he was sound. We went on a mad bender with him. He was just like, sack this, it's full of knobs in it. I want to come out with you. So we ended up going to the pub and having a lock in with him, and that was all right. But I don't know. What about you? Have you met anyone?
Have you met any musician? No, not really. The only person I could think of was when I met Chris Akabusi when I was like 4. He was class. I remember him being amazing. I've got a picture with him as well somewhere. At my mum's house.
He does seem all right, Chris Akabusi.
He was class. I remember he was really nice. I was like 5.
I haven't met him.
I don't know. I feel like I've met him.
I feel like I know
Just
him.
because you constantly go on about it, Coxie.
I love Chris Akabusi. What's wrong with Chris?
He is all right, Chris Akabusi.
He's in an advert with Danny Dyer, isn't he?
He's in
I
a
saw
lab
that
box
one.
advert as
Is
well,
that,
isn't he?
I can't remember what the punchline was.
That was good.
Yeah. That'll be on the highlight reel for this week.
Yeah. Bloopers.
No, he's on a Ladbrokes advert at the minute, isn't he?
That's it, yeah. And Danny Dyer interjects
Does he?
and goes,
Is it Danny Jones?
Is that a Chris Akabusi?
Boosty.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because it's Bet
Akabusi.
Boost or something, isn't it? Akaboosty.
But I don't know. I think when you meet people as well, like, sometimes you got a view of someone in it, and the view's always bollocks.
Yeah.
So I just think, like, there's no point having heroes, really.
Plus, Damon had a selfie on the tube.
Oh,
with,
yeah. This is decent, actually.
Isn't it?
Yeah, Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, what's his name? Dean Gaffney.
Dean Gaffney!
Dean Gaffney, yeah.
Yeah. He had a selfie. I was on the tube. Was coming back from Germany, weren't we? Going to another gig.
Yeah.
And
It's before my
I
time.
was just I was hanging on the bar of the tube, and I sort of look round, and Damon's having a selfie with someone, and I'm like, "Who the fuck? Who's that? Some random off the street?" And he was like, "That? It's fucking Dean Gaffney." And I was like, "Who's that?" And he went, "Robbie Fowler." I was like, "Fuck yeah, it is, isn't it?"
Robbie Fowler, is that his name?
Yeah, on Robbie Jackson it is now.
Robbie Jackson.
I couldn't stop laughing, man, when you said who it was.
It was dead nice, to be fair to him. I'd have been like, "What are you doing, you weirdo?" But yeah, that was funny.
Did you
That was
ask him,
funny.
or did you just
I
lean in
just
and
said,
take
"Can get a
picture?
selfie?" And I just leaned in like, "Woo, got the selfie."
It's on Twitter, isn't it?
It's on Twitter somewhere. Yeah, I'll
Look
try
on
and dig
the
it out from somewhere and put it on
Malthusian
the
Trap
thing
as
for a laugh. And then we got one more question from the
yeah.
Mark Blebinson,
Blah, 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 blah,
the
blah.
master of the drum roll, and he wants to know what is our favourite trainer brand and make, if you like, in terms of like Adidas Gazelle or whatever, and why.
I like the old Converse high tops. I'm rocking them right now. They're not very comfy, but they look cool.
I've got a pair of them.
They do look cool, don't they?
Yeah. I like high tech.
High tech.
Nah, I don't. Adidas for me.
Diodora.
Really. Or Adidas, as we say in Birmingham.
Adidas, yeah.
I think of the mainstream ones, Adidas are the ones, aren't they? Because it's just
Yeah.
like
It's
all
Adidas down here.
the
I'll
Adidas.
tell you what I don't.
Adidas.
I'll tell you what I
Adidas.
don't like
Skate trainers.
is posh trainers.
What,
you know, like
Hugo Boss.
Joachim Cruyff's or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
or
yeah.
Hugo Boss or Versace
Yeah.
trainers.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
just
it's
looks weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just looks weird.
It looks like Keanu West should be bloody wearing them.
Keanu West, mate.
I like mine. Mine are Gola and Matchstick.
Matchstick.
Yeah, I like TU.
2. What's that?
TU.
Tesco. or
That's
something.
Sainsbury's, isn't it? Sainsbury's do a good
You
training.
rocking the Primark trainers these days, though, right? Oh no, just
No.
you, Doug.
I got these from Flannels.
Yeah, but you had a pair of.
They looked
Primark
alright, them
trainers,
Primark
they did,
trainers,
to
to
be
be fair.
fair.
I'm
They
like,
look
they're
pretty
alright.
Did you have some?
You've got them,
whatever.
haven't you?
Don't play that one. Although I'm wearing my Primark kecks.
Yeah, I just want to point out that we are all wearing sweatpants tonight.
Yeah,
Normally it's just
elasticated
me.
trousers.
Elasticated trousers. You got
Men
to
of
be
a
comfortable
certain
while
age, innit?
podcasting.
All right, well we'll move on. We'll keep things moving. Let's get into the podcast properly.
Podcast.
Big, nice one for all the questions though.
Yeah, nice one.
Next week same again, yeah. Ask some questions and we will read them out.
It'd be nice to have some other people ask them rather than.
Why? What's wrong with Scott Gilfay?
No, I want them to keep asking questions, but let's have some more questions. That's what
We've
I'm
got a hardcore, dedicated fan base
saying.
here, kid.
Free.
You know what I mean? Big yourself up. Yes. Right. First subject of the podcast. Doug.
I was first last time.
Well, it's on the running order.
I'll go if you want. I don't mind.
Go on then.
All right. I've been on Facebook more so recently because of the band stuff, and I don't look at it. I just post stuff. But I found myself looking on Facebook this weekend, and people still put up those god awful inspirational quotes with like the terrible pictures behind them, and it's always like, "Love yourself because no one else will love you as much as you can love yourself."
A million-mile journey starts with a single step.
All that shit, and I just cannot stand it.
Love your children. Have you seen that? It's like, well, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Because they will look after you in later life. And it's like,
No,
yeah,
never.
maybe not.
Look after your kids, because if you don't, they'll die. That'd be a better one, surely.
So what's the subject?
That's it. Then we had a healthy discussion so far. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. Well, I actually really like Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook.
I know.
You said you wouldn't be as well.
I had to go back on it for the band, didn't I?
No,
Yeah.
it was just an excuse.
Deleted the whole thing. I haven't got any pictures anymore of my time period of being
No, I
19.
don't actually like it because I was
30.
getting into too many arguments.
It is a breeding
Yeah,
ground.
it's
for
your kind of
arguments, though, isn't it?
It's not a good place for Doug Bishop, is it?
It's not. It's for, I mean, I can't remember the last. I don't even want to mention the last one I had because it's just.
I don't know.
ridiculous.
You see people's like sides of people you wouldn't see if you were just meeting them in the pub. Because if you're meeting them in the pub, you just have a beer and that, and everyone's on a common ground, and you find something to talk about. On Facebook, it's just like people just have no filter, do they? And they just put all sorts of shit on there. Particularly now there's an election, you're just
That's what I
seeing
did,
everyone
Jesus.
else's, and I just don't care.
No, neither do I.
Do you know what I mean? I'd rather not see it because it just makes me depressed.
Yeah,
It is depressing.
that kind of brings me to my subject.
You're
We're
piggybacking
moving
off
on.
my subject.
sorry.
We're moving on already. All right, fine.
No,
No, moving on. Doug,
No, it
You
was just
go.
because we mentioned the election, and
so we are moving on.
no, no, we don't have to.
No,
It
it's
was
I'm happy.
good old Boris Johnson.
Boris
Yeah,
Johnson.
and he's I mean, I can't say I particularly like him. I can't
I
like
do.
the Conservative Party. Yeah, but I'm coming to that. I don't like. I
don't
don't like
the
a lot of them,
politics, yeah.
but he's good value, isn't he?
He's funny.
Huh?
He's just funny.
He's that much. He's a buffoon, and he's just
He's a clown. I mean, his politics, it's dangerous. Boris Johnson is dangerous because his politics are not aligned with my own, but I love to watch him perform. And that's what he does whenever he gets up. Whenever he opens his mouth, it's a performance. It's not... I don't think he's a malicious person necessarily. I think he's a bit of a buffoon, and it's funny to watch him punch a
Yeah.
child in the face and shit that he does.
Yeah, did you see him tackle that?
Yeah,
one?
that's so funny. My favourite video of all time. I fucking love
The
that
rugby
video.
tackle.
Yeah, when he's playing rugby with like a 10-year-old and he just knocks him out. It's dangerous though because, like you say, you do just. I shut off from any politician these days. I've lost any kind of faith in it. But there was a weird bang then.
It's all right.
It was, wasn't it?
It's the ghost.
It's the ghost.
Yeah. What about you, Damon?
What do I think to Boris Johnson?
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because I said years ago, yeah, when Theresa May got into the power. Big up Theresa May. That was a joke. I said that she was just going to be a scapegoat and he would get in exactly how he got in. He's a clever man.
You fucking genius.
He's a clever man. But everyone...
What's happening next week?
No, mate. At the time, though, everyone was saying, oh, that's nonsense. He pulled out of the race. He's never going to be the leader of the Conservative Party. And here we are. Like, at the end of the day...
Did he pull out that race?
He did, yeah.
Did he pull out?
Theresa May when they were going for the leadership.
He didn't go for it. He pulled out because he didn't get the backing from
He pulled out?
Gove. Yeah.
He didn't go all the way.
No, he didn't. Oh, imagine that.
He didn't finish.
Theresa May and Boris Johnson, love child.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Fit.
Yeah.
He's a clever man, and he's the problem with people like that is they only really serve for themselves and the people that they represent, and that's why I don't know, the politics side of it is dangerous. But I don't know, some of the memes, you know, what them videos, the Joe ones that they do and all that. Him and Jacob Rees-Mogg have put some good quality entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Just by being knobs.
Just by being themselves, isn't it? And people cut them up and make funny stuff out of it.
The Jacob Rees-Mogg ones are funny. All the memes as well when he was lying in Parliament and that. Like, you got to have some brass neck to go into Parliament and just sprawl out on the front bench.
Yeah.
Might as well have got a spliff in his hand, didn't it? Yeah. Just like sprawled out in Parliament.
People like him are bred for it though, aren't they? They're bred for Parliament.
Well, of course they are.
So he's more than at home.
Yeah, well,
do whatever the fuck
come
you
from
want,
a
anyway.
lineage, innit? Like, what's weird about the Johnson family is they've all got different. Because his brother was a politician.
Different aspect, different.
Standpoints on
Yeah, that's
everything.
it.
And his brother left the party, or I think he left the party, or he certainly left the cabinet or such. And that caused a big shitstorm because people took it on a value of like he's really sort of sticking two fingers up at his brother, and his sister's completely the opposite. She's a left winger, so I don't know. Christmas dinner's going to be interesting around there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But don't know. What was the question again? What do I think to his buffoonery?
Well, what do you think of him,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? That's what it is.
I don't know. It is funny watching a grown man have no coordination and rugby tackle some kid. But still, though, it's not someone that I want running the country, is it?
No, but
So
none of
who
them
would you
are.
rather have
Yeah.
running the country?
Oh, mate, that's a good question. Me.
I want Bez.
Bez.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Bez was going to be a
That's
politician?
what I mean. I want Bez.
Oh yeah, the reality party.
Reality party, yeah.
He can't do any worse than the rest of them.
Well, I don't know. I think something like that would be all right. Just a dose of like realism. I don't really identify with any politicians to the point of which I'm like completely 100% in on them. But I don't know. I just would rather just have some humans running the country who might not fucking do some of the things that get done.
Like who though?
Dunno.
If you had to pick one of the parties, like you're gonna have to if you're gonna
Well,
vote.
I'm probably going to vote Labour, aren't I? So
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why? Because I think it's the best chance of just having a little bit of change for a bit.
I'm not voting. mate.
Neither am I. I would have agreed with you when he first came in, Corbyn, but now I just think he's the same as the rest of them. Self-serving.
I don't know. It's not. I'm not really voting on the man himself. I'm voting on just. I just don't want to be in a country. It'll be a hung parliament again,
Of course
without
it
doubt. But I just don't know. I can't vote for. I tell you for why, right? I can't vote for the Tories because I don't like any of the policies. I'm not going to vote for Brexit Party because I don't like any of their policies. I'm not going to vote for Lib Dems. Some of their policies are all right, but like they're snaky fuckers. Because people who voted for Nick Clegg got completely shafted when that happened. That only leaves Labour and the Lib Dems. Not Lib Dems, the Greens.
Greens.
And I'm not really going to vote for the Greens because it's a wasted vote.
What about UKIP?
UKIP, I don't know, they're redundant now, aren't they? So,
Well,
don't know. I can understand why people don't vote.
I've only ever voted once, you know,
I know, you've told me before.
when did you vote?
for Corbyn.
Did you?
Yeah,
You red bastard.
it's over. I know.
I've always
I
voted
went,
Labour.
I went
to be
through
fair.
a communist, real left wing stage until the super new left wingers come in now. Do you know what I mean? With
Yeah.
all the
Yeah, I think we're all
what's
all the same.
Jordan Peterson call it?
the
Neo.
neo.
Neoliberalism,
Is that it?
don't
I
know.
don't know. I can't remember.
No,
It's something like that.
he's against
It's called
postmodernists.
It's not postmodernist though. It's like post.
That's the one that he doesn't like, though, isn't it? He doesn't like the postmodernists.
Yeah. He calls it a post something or other. I can't remember.
Post, pick
Yeah,
for
a
post.
But they're not as though those sort. They're like, you know, the. I don't even want to go down that road.
Neither
to be
do I.
honest.
I mean, I've always voted, but I won't vote anymore.
I think it's people's right not to vote, and I think people who get offended at people not voting are really missing the point. Like, you shouldn't have to vote, and yeah, people have campaigned for certain sectors of society to vote, but I think it's just as democratic not to vote as it is to vote.
Well,
so
the thing is
it's what it is, isn't it?
if you don't vote, does it still go to whoever's in Parliament currently? Because I
What
thought
do you-
that's what it used to do, didn't it? If you didn't
It's just
vote,
not a vote.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just not
wasn't
about
it? If you register to vote but you don't vote, it
No.
just goes to the.
No, because then everyone it would just be a landslide. Because how many people just forget to go to the ballot box on the
Well,
day?
I would like a no vote option that does something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's
I
not a
don't
bad
like any of
idea.
them.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we can't vote more often. You know, like our X Factor, you just press the red button. Why can't I just press the red button on something? You know, on a
It's true.
Tuesday, it might be like, how much should we sell a beer for in the pub? Get on your phone and just send a. Why can't we
Yeah,
do
but
shit
mate,
like
the
that?
last time we did that, we had Brexit, and look how that divided the country. It'd be like, I want to pay £4 for a pint. No, fuck that, $3.99, and then it would just kick off.
A lot of people might want piss water in the pubs. I want that 2.5%
Yeah, but you only get options.
beer.
You only get options that'd be like, I don't know, what some of the shit we got to do. Should we have a backstop in Northern Ireland? Yes or no? No, and that's it. No more said about it.
It annoys me that they still go on about that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, why can't you just sort it though?
But I thought we didn't want it, the Irish didn't want it, and the Northern Irish didn't want it, and the EU
No
didn't
one
want
wants it.
But it's
we're still talking
we're still
about it.
talking about it. I mean, I lost interest in it all fucking
I don't know. I
months ago,
don't
so
even
it's
know why
probably
we're
all gone
talking
on.
about this.
Yeah, let's move on because this is
Yeah.
fucking boring.
It's your subject, Damon.
What? This is?
No.
Oh, no.
No,
It's
that
Doug's
I got
sick.
got
Doug talking
escalated.
about Boris, and then we got straight into politics. It's not
That
good.
escalated from Boris.
And just touching on the politics thing, though, it's just annoying that it's going to happen on the run up to Christmas. Here's everyone getting ready for Christmas parties, and then slap bang right before it, 10 days virtually before it, or 12 days. Yeah, Malthusian Trap Christmas party. We're going bowling. And got this mad election that's just going to make everyone angry again. It's not going to do good for the high street. You know what I mean? Mother
the high
Care's
street.
shutting.
Yeah, it's gone.
Who's next? Who's
Well,
next?
M&S keeps threatening to go, and they always seem to
Who?
come back, don't they?
M&S, yeah.
It's like,
They've only got the
M&S is
food
closing
quarter,
down.
aren't they?
Not
Yeah, but
doing
it's
so
always,
well now.
M&S seems to always be closing down. It's like Sports Direct.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Or-
Have you seen
or-
the clothes in
Sports.
M&S?
Yeah.
Some of them are
I
alright.
like
wanna go. Oh, do you?
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, flat caps and that.
Yeah.
Fucking, man.
You
It's
know,
not
I like the
everything's
flat
made of cardboard.
But you know I like the flat caps and stuff.
Yeah, but you can get a flat cap from fucking anywhere.
Yeah, mine's Harris Tweed. I only buy the best.
I'll go to Scotland for my flat
I
caps.
bought mine in Scotland.
Yeah, but that's the only place I get mine from.
I go
I
Scotland as
make
well.
a yearly trip there.
Yeah, to Primark.
Oh, no, I'll buy one every year.
From
that's enough for me,
Primark in Scotland.
yeah.
Right, my subject is why the hell did it take us so long to get going on the podcast?
You,
No, I'm joking. My question is, the moon landing. So I was reading the other day, apparently we've landed on the moon at some point in the 1960s.
1969.
A couple of times it was.
Yeah, well,
6
apparently
times,
the
wasn't
first
it?
time was in 1969.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I don't think it happened.
No?
I've said this before, but no one believed me.
I want to know.
Well, you're the only one.
I want.
No one believe me.
I
Oh,
want,
bastard.
I want to know, what you two think on it, and then I'm going to give you my theory as to why I know it was a hoax.
Okay. All right. Go on then, Doug. You go first.
Well, we didn't land on the moon, and there's one very simple reason why.
It's
There
made
is
of
no
cheese.
moon.
No, because there's no moon and we live on a flat Earth.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and we're surrounded by a dome. So
I
why
don't.
do you think no
Centre
one?
Parks.
Yeah, and why do you think no one has ever been? No one's even been to outer space. Why, when we get a satellite up there,
Yeah.
right? It's you never see the whole of the Earth at any time.
Because it's big.
What do
And
you
they're
mean you never
too
see the whole of
close.
the Earth? You see a round of it.
You only see little parts of it. You don't see a full.
Because it's big.
There's a famous picture of the Earth.
Yeah, but why do they keep using that same one?
Don't know, because you can't afford to pay an illustrator
All
to do
those
another
satellites
version of
are
it.
there.
yeah.
Because we haven't been up there. We
Because-
haven't been out of our atmosphere because we're surrounded in a dome because we're quarantined from the rest of the universe.
We are living in the age of deceit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. We live in a dome, basically like a little greenhouse.
What?
Because
A little greenhouse. We're all living in a greenhouse.
Right, because all the trees were chopped down. Hey, this is going back to earlier podcasts.
Yeah.
Ayers Rock was a tree.
Mud flood.
Yeah, bring on the mud flood. Let's go.
Ayers Rock was a tree. Tabletop Mountain, Cape Town, tree was chopped down. Anyway, that
And
was
Doug
all
bases
related.
that on absolutely nothing.
Nah, but I'm not saying I believe it, but it's quite interesting.
You and Cat off
watching-
Rock.
Yeah,
What's this got to do with the moon landing anyway?
because we can't. He said
You can't physically go to space.
because you can't get in up there. You just hit a shield.
You heat a shield.
No, you hit a shield. You hit a shield.
You hit a shield.
You heat
Yeah.
a shield.
You heat a shield.
So you fly
Sounds
up
like
there.
someone, innit? Hello, my name
Hello,
is
I
You
hate
Heat
a
a Shield. From Tyneside. That accent was terrible,
From
man.
Tyneside. uh,
Go on, what are you saying?
I
But
don't
no,
know.
I don't believe we haven't been there. I'm not. I don't. Let me just put a final note.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
Now
not
time
sure
for my
whether we've
final
been
thought.
there, and it's plausible that we haven't. But it's also plausible we have.
So we might have been. we
Great
might
way to
not have
settle
been.
the fence there, mate.
so I don't know, to be honest.
The moon landing and JFK are the only ones that I think are genuinely real, or to the point where there's so much suspicion that you really need to prove it. Do you know what I mean? That prove it. It didn't. Whatever the government says or whatever happened. I don't know about the moon landing. I got really fascinated about it when I was younger, and I got really into it and thought, oh no, we never went. It's all done in like Area 51 or whatever, and they took pictures and whatnot. I can
Shabba.
understand, because I watched some Rogan stuff about it, and he was like, "Oh, you can't take film through the Van Highland radiation
Island.
belt,
Van
or whatever,
Helsing.
Van Helsing radiation belt, or whatever the fuck it is." And I completely understand if they did that and then they made the photos up to make it look like they did, because how else are they going to prove they did it? But they had like constant broadcasts from like the space shuttle and all that, didn't they?
Yeah.
It would have been a hell of a big thing to do. A lot of moving parts.
That's my theory.
What?
Right. I'm sure other people come up with it, but it hit me, yeah. I was watching Children in Need on the One Show the other day. Yeah. And they're doing a cycling thing where they're cycling a tandem
To the
round
moon.
and all that,
To
yeah.
the moon. It's like
Nah,
going in tandem to the
To
moon.
Harlock in Wales. So they're in Harlock in Wales, yeah. And the broadcast is just proper glitchy. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, hang on a second. We can't even do a broadcast on television from Wales to Manchester, yeah, in today's technology.
Yeah.
How the hell could we have done a constant broadcast from the moon to England just
To
from
England. The moon just
to
to
the,
England.
to the Earth in 1969?
Yeah. Have you seen the bit as well when the shuttle
Wouldn't
takes
happen.
off and the camera follows it up?
I've seen that, yeah.
And there was
Yeah.
supposed to be like a 10-second delay or whatever. Hell of
Yeah.
a timing on mate with the controller, wasn't it? It just
And
follows
then-
it up perfectly.
And then the other one was it's mainly based on that. But I had another reason a minute ago, but it's gone from my head. I just think, yeah. Oh yeah, this is the other reason. Have you seen matey Buzz Aldrin like smacking that guy who keeps
Yeah.
following him?
Called him a coward.
Right,
didn't he, or
I'm
something?
not being funny, yeah. If I'd been to the moon and some guy was following me and he was going, "You've not been to the moon, you've not been to the moon," it might get a bit annoying and that, but I'd just be like, "Mate, you're not, I've been to the moon." Like, jog on, innit? I wouldn't like lose my shit and start trying to batter him.
Yeah, but he started calling him a coward and a liar and all that shit, didn't he? I think
So
maybe
what?
that's what pissed him
I
off.
don't know though, it's just like, get over it, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you can't go around hitting people.
Well, no, you can't. Especially when you've not been to
Well,
the moon.
you can, yeah. So if you go to the moon, you
Steven
can.
Seagal does it.
Steven Seagal does it.
So you don't think we've been there?
I think that because of the timing of all the moon stuff, I think there's a really high chance that the Americans faked it to get one-upmanship in the Cold War. I think they probably have been there.
The Russians won the rocket race.
Space
Yeah,
race,
no, yeah, with
space
Sputnik.
race and the rocket, and they made the best rockets.
Mm.
Best
They
rocket.
made the
Well,
best rocket.
So strategically, it would have been worthwhile for them to fake it at that point. And America is, at the time, probably in terms of technology, in terms of film and everything, probably had the capabilities to do it and make it look reasonably conceivable. I just don't think that it happened at the time it happened, and they probably were just thought.
Have you seen all the conspiracy with what's the director again? Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, that's a load of ass.
With
though.
with all the bits that he put into the film.
2001.
No, the film The
The
Shining.
Yeah,
With the jumper on the kid. He's got Apollo 13
Yeah,
jumper
it's
and the
Saying
door.
that he directed it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah, and he's putting all these hidden.
Did you ever
put all
see?
these hidden little things into the film?
Did you ever see the confession tapes?
I saw bits on the.
It's so bad. It doesn't
Yeah.
even look like Kubrick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
Was that on the Netflix?
No,
No, it's on
it's a real
YouTube.
thing.
Oh,
It's a
right.
confession tape. Supposedly Stanley Kubrick going like, "Yeah, I did it, and this is why I did it, and how I did it," and it's just like, it doesn't look
Yeah.
like him. It doesn't sound like him. His family say that. I think they say he was dead by
When
then.
they did it?
When they did it, yeah.
No, when he did the confession
Yeah.
tape.
Sorry, talking of recordings quickly, I saw a good one. Listened to one of Hitler talking to. It's like one of his only recordings of him without doing a speech. Obviously, they got loads of him doing a speech, but talking to a general from, I don't know if it was. I can't remember which country, whether it was Slovakia or something
Wales.
like that. Yeah.
Wales. General of
Yeah,
Wales.
it's just-
Alec.
It's a really good,
He's on a
really
bike.
good recording of Hitler just having a conversation with someone.
Just having a chat.
That would be quite interesting because I think you only really see him doing his mad speeches and that.
Yeah,
Because that I was thinking about Hitler before when you were talking about Boris Johnson and that performance. He was a good performer, innit?
Charismatic.
I guess that's how he got
Yeah.
to where he got to. I don't
Amazing
think
narrator.
he would have rugby tackled some kids. You know what I mean?
Maybe you would. In the modern era, you gotta move with the times.
So
yeah.
I don't know. That'd be quite.
Where are you going
interesting.
with that anyway, Doug? What was it?
No, it just
We're
reminded
talking
me of
about
recordings.
and
Yeah,
confessions and that.
So what happened?
Yeah, what
What?
happened in the recording?
he was having a chat with this general, the leader of the I can't remember what
Conservative Party.
position. Yeah, and he was just basically going on about just the mentality. If I remember, a mentality of his army at the time, and I can't remember which other
So
army.
he was having a bitch.
He's having a bit of a moan.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's
Always
real. I think it
complaining.
is real, but check it out.
About what though? I mean, what's?
It's nothing in general. It's not like a specific subject. It's just him talk. That's the
Okay.
whole subject of it. Is him.
Did you ever watch
Talking.
Downfall?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great
It's a
film.
great film, isn't it?
He
Absolutely
gets it
amazing.
spot on him, doesn't he?
Yeah,
mate?
he does.
plays
Really
that.
good.
I don't think so.
I think he's mega.
No, he's pretty
I
good.
think
Yeah.
he's amazing in it.
Yeah, that is a
absolutely
great
amazing.
film, Downfall. We've done film. Top Gun.
Should we have a look at some comments? I think we got some comments over there, haven't we?
Yeah, it just says I can hear you.
Is that it?
There isn't anything of note. If anyone wants to leave a comment, all three of you that are still here, then go for it.
it?
5 now. Jump to 5.
Woo!
So, should we talk about the EP?
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we're not talking nonsense every Monday night, we are bona fide, official, professional musicians. Professional
Yeah.
in the sense of we always turn up on time and we always pack up neatly.
We always
Yeah.
tidy up after
No
ourselves.
mess.
Yeah.
No mess. But we got a new EP out today.
Out now.
Out now. Came out on download. You can get it at malthusiantrap.co.uk. Head to Culture Test when you get there and you can
Check out
download
the
it.
artwork as well, or the photography.
Who done the photography again?
My cousin.
Big
Imran.
up Imra.
What's his Instagram again?
Yeah, it changes,
He
doesn't it?
changed it, didn't it?
Yeah, but
light-
Constant flow
Constant
of
film,
film
or
or
something.
something, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll put a link up on the bottom of the thing.
flicker of light. It used to be.
It
and
used
then
to be a
it's-
flicker of light.
But his photography is amazing.
Really good. Really good street photography.
But you can download the EP today for $3.99. It's
$3.99.
5 tracks. We put a lot into it. It
We
took us a
did.
year to write, didn't it?
We
Really?
did. A lot of hard work.
I think it sounds mega. I still think it sounds better live at the moment. It's a couple of the tracks.
Yeah, we have got a good live sound going at the minute. Good energy,
Live and loud.
good performance. But we recorded the EP up in Sheffield at Muse Studios, and we really put a lot into it in terms of who we wanted to work with and sourcing the right people. And the sound is crisp.
Big as
Big.
well, isn't it? It's big.
Yeah,
It
does
is.
sound
You
big.
need to listen to it on big speakers and
But
jump around like a knobhead.
definitely well worth $3.99.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but we've got some hard copies as well coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully just in time for Christmas. We're making up some CDs. So yeah, we'll let you know about them when we get them ready. When they're ready, we'll make sure we tell you about them. But yeah, man, it's just good to have new music out, innit?
It's nice,
know.
isn't it?
Like now that it's out into the domain, we can start pushing it to people and saying, you know what I mean, pushing the music upon the public. But we've had good feedback from blog writers, and we've got things coming in the inbox as a result of that as well. And like it's a buzz. We've got what else we got? You're working on a music video, aren't you?
I am, yeah, for Air Gets Thin, which is on Culture Test, and is more of a poppier tune for us, really, isn't it?
I
Look at the
think
back
it's
catalogue.
recorded. I think it's the best tune.
Yeah,
not
it's
live.
one of the stronger ones.
Live, there's a couple of better live.
Yeah,
For
Bitter
me.
Ends.
Yeah.
EWF.
So the 5 tracks we've got: Past Lives,
Past Lives.
EWF,
EWF.
Air Gets Thin,
Air Gets Thin.
Butcher's Apron,
Butcher's Apron.
and
Bitter
Bitter Ends.
Ends.
Out of the 5 tracks, what's your favourite track?
Live, Bitter Ends.
You
No,
want
just on
on
the
the
EP, mate.
Air Gets Thin.
On the EP, Air Gets Thin.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I think, listening to him today, I really like Butcher's Apron, but I think my favourite one on there is EWF,
Yeah, same actually.
because it's just really strong. You know, I don't know how
It's
to...
not going to make as much money as.
I think Air Gets Thin is the
Air Gets
poppier
Thin.
one. I think it's
Yeah,
the one
well,
that people
I
I
don't
think
know.
will grab onto.
EWF's the
most.
one that I listen to, and yeah, man, it gets me my juices flowing in it.
Yeah,
Do
I
you know
really
what
like
mean?
the bass sound in it, and the guitar comes through really well.
How would you describe the sound?
It's quite eclectic across the 5 tunes, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's elements of everything that we're into. I think it's post-punk, it's indie, there's electro in there as well,
Yeah.
and bits of dance as well, I suppose, like rave, but not really as much as Palpitations. I think that had more of a dancier vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it did,
got more
actually.
of a punkier vibe.
It's more of a progression. I think it's more for me. It's more musical. The writing's better, both musically, lyrically. I just think it's a mega record. I'm proper proud of it. I think people are gonna buzz off it. Play
Yeah.
that penguin.
Play.
I can't resist. But yeah, they got
Tumble. No, sorry. There's
a
another one.
we got a new tune coming out on music video as well.
It should be out soon.
Yeah, it should be out within the
Coming
next week.
soon.
But yeah, head to malthusiantrap.co.uk to download the EP. Like I said, it's $3.99. It's well worth it. You'd be supporting some musicians on their quest to make more music. So do that. We would appreciate it.
We would. And let us know what you think as well. It's nice to hear.
Yeah, you
from-
can hear a little snippet of the tracks as well on there as well. So
Can I just say, every time we talk about the EP, Coxie goes into "Welcome to the late night show."
Yeah.
I find it really uncomfortable saying like, please. I don't want to be like, please share our music.
It's
But it's
welcome.
just like,
It's
hello.
like you're on the Warriors film, you know, the woman.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm going
yeah.
for. Hey, are you in there?
Hey,
Warrior
Warriors.
lad.
I heard some
I had this
cats on
bad
the
cats.
street.
It's a fine balance though, isn't it, when you're talking about your music,
I
from
know.
like making it sound good and like interesting to like like a Band-Aid thing. Please give us your money.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need tools
Yeah,
and
he's
food.
already
I
gone
don't-
into the thing,
I don't know,
hasn't he?
I just find it so difficult though, because I really don't like. It's like I'm not. I'm a bit of a knob, but I don't think I'm a knobhead, and I find it hard to say thank you.
I don't know.
But not in like a bad way. I just feel like I'm not saying thank you enough, and it always comes across like, thank you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like,
Just say it like you mean it.
thank you so much.
Yeah, nice one.
That's what I mean. I find it difficult.
No, thanks to everyone who's going to buy it.
Yeah.
And what about
No,
people that
seriously.
aren't?
Huh?
What about people that aren't?
People that aren't, they're just not woke up yet.
No.
They'll catch on eventually.
They're not woke.
They're not woke.
They're not woke.
They're not egg yolk.
They're not egg yolk.
But yeah.
Have we got a
Music.
gig Sunday as well?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Oh,
won't we?
okay. Oh,
we're
yeah,
not
shit, yeah,
done
sorry.
Yet. We're not done yet, Douglas.
Sorry, we got a running order. I wasn't here
Skip
for
forward.
it, so I've just.
You were here for it. You just weren't paying attention. It's written up over there.
So, next on the agenda
Agenda.
is Culture Test Corner.
It is, and I won last week.
You did, so you get to choose the topic of this week's Culture Test Corner. So each week we have a topic, and we've got it's like Room 101 but better because we're doing it.
Room
so
102.
Room 102 / Culture Test Corner.
Yeah.
That one. So you get to choose the topic. What's this week's topic?
Well, I was going to go with actors. But
Again?
seeing as we've done it about 1 million times. No,
Again?
I'm only joking. So I've gone with dictators.
Hang on a
Which-
sec.
What?
What do you mean?
Dictators? What's the worst dictator? Which one? Like, they're all
You've
bad.
got to dislike them really badly.
You don't have to dislike them. You just have to pick the one
That's
that
who
you
I
want to
find.
put
When I
in.
put Noel Gallagher into the room, into Culture Test,
You
I-
can't
I
talk about him. He's gone.
detest him. He's such a knob.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is what we're going to do? Actors again.
No, it's fine. I've got a dictator.
Yeah, well, okay.
Have you got
So I
one?
thought we'd just
I've
branch
got one.
out a little bit.
I got one for selfish reasons.
You have to go first, don't you? Because you.
Yeah,
All right,
you do.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Joseph Stalin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Stalin.
Why?
I like his story. I'm not saying I like what he did because he killed millions. You know what I mean?
He
But
does have a good
This is
story.
a good subject.
But
if they were going to buy the EP, they're not now.
yeah.
but he does have a dodgy moustache.
Oh, that's a strong moustache.
No, it's
Man, on Trumps
If
on
he
them
was
cards
wearing
that
rubber-
Damon's got with Trumps on, that's a strong moustache.
if he was wearing rubber, he would be a member of the Village People. Straight up.
So you're putting him into Culture Test Corner because he's got a mustache.
Yeah, well, what? I mean, he killed millions of people. He was a horrible dictator. But he's got a shit moustache, so he's going into...
They do say though not to trust people with mustaches.
That's it. Do they? I've
Yeah.
never heard that before.
No.
I thought it was beards. I know Margaret Thatcher didn't.
Mustaches.
She had a fear of beards, didn't she, Margaret Thatcher?
Did she?
Yeah.
Did she make a cabinet?
I don't know.
Sure,
I remember
not,
hearing
did
it.
you?
I remember watching it on a
What, she had a fear of growing one? Or?
fear of she had a fear of her own. No, she had a fear of people with beards. I think it's a thing apparently, or like a phobia.
Yeah, beardophobia.
Yeah, we'll call it.
What'd you do at
beardophobia.
Christmas if you got scared of beard and that?
Oh, you shit out of luck.
You don't get any presents?
No.
What, Maggie?
Yeah, imagine Margaret Thatcher was Father Christmas
She's dead.
coming down your...
Christmas is dead.
Is she? Tupac and that.
She just went home.
She's on an island with Tupac, Biggie, David Bowie, and fucking... What's that one from the Beatles? John Lennon.
And Prince.
Prince. Was he in the Beatles as well?
Yeah.
Right, so you're going Joseph Stalin.
Imagine if he was.
Me?
Yeah, what Damon? I'm easy.
I'll go. I'll tell you, I'll just go and get it over with. Like,
Go on.
look, I'm just going to be... I think, obviously, it goes without saying that all dictators, I'm not really into them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what's the worst one? That's what I'm after.
For me, it's probably going to have to be Pol Pot, innit? Because I wouldn't even have
Ah.
a chance to fucking, like, argue my case. It'd just be like, you're wearing glasses, you're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd be fucked, wouldn't I? So
I was going to go with Pol Pot.
I'm going to...
I thought of him.
He's got to be my one, just from purely selfish fucking reasons and self-preservation.
Self-preservation. See, I haven't got. I mean, I've got glasses, but I don't wear them.
Well, you'd be fucked as well then. So
No, wouldn't I just take them off when he comes along?
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure people try to do that. But yeah, Pol Pot.
That's a weird thing, though, isn't it?
It is
The
weird.
glasses.
Yeah, it's supposed to be because he
Yeah,
thought
but
they were
if
smart.
you
isn't
found,
it?
the thing I don't understand is if you found out that was happening,
You
right?
just stop wearing
You'd be
glasses.
like, fuck it, don't wear your glasses. Do you know what I mean?
What if you need them to
someone,
see?
Someone would grass you in.
Well,
though,
I'll be
wouldn't
like,
they?
How many finger am I holding up? How many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah, but someone would genuinely grass you in. Though,
Yeah,
wouldn't
well,
they?
that's it. It's the thing
There's
with
people
dictators.
doing snide things when stuff like that's happening because they want to stop like themselves getting into some precarious situation, so they grasp people in.
Yeah, well, they want food or something.
Yeah, well, it's better they're like standing or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with.
Are you gonna?
I'm gonna go with my ex-manager Dave. He was a dictating cunt. I'm saying, nah.
Was Dave watching?
No.
Big up, Dave.
Oh, Dave from
Dave the
Quinton.
dictator.
No, Dave, the manager, the dictator.
No, I was
Dodgy
joking.
Dave.
No, mine's Ceausescu.
I knew you were gonna say that, man.
Ceausescu.
I knew it. I knew
He's
you were gonna
close
say
to
it.
my heart, you see. Well, kind of.
Really?
Not like because he's was a fantastic bloke. It's just I know that, well, like most dictators, the famous ones, I know the story of. But
Would you
because
class
my
him as a
missus-
famous dictator?
I don't think
Yeah,
he's
but
that
no,
famous.
he's not that famous a dictator. But obviously, my missus is Romanian. I've visited a lot of places that Ceausescu owned or resided in.
Yeah.
Was he good at football?
No, he hated football.
Did he? So what did Georgie Hadji do then?
Uh,
To play on the back streets?
yeah, they all did. He was into rugby.
Ugh.
I mean,
Yeah, there you go. There
do
it
you
is
know what I
again,
mean?
rugby.
There's a reason to put
Boris
him in right
Johnson.
there.
Yeah, he was
You persuaded me, and I don't like it.
He was a rugby man because he didn't trust the football world. Because I'll tell you why. Because all the football teams were named after the different institutions. Like Steaua Bucharest was is that the army? The Start, yeah. Rapid is the train service. They were Rapid Bucharest. Then you had some Dinamo was the police. So you
Is
had
it?
different. Yeah.
What? Kiev?
Yeah, but
Dynamo
yeah,
Kiev?
yeah, it's like the police team. Do you know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah.
God,
that's
that's
how
weird,
it was
isn't
all named in the communist era. Oh, I think
I suppose we got like police teams, but they never go
same as
pro,
Red
do they?
Star Belgrade, isn't it?
Yeah,
Red
Red
Star.
Star
Yeah.
Belgrade was in the war.
The army
and
team.
everything, Yeah,
It's the army
exactly.
team.
It's a really famous picture there. They're sort of like ultras going to war in it, and they got
Yeah.
the tiger and all that.
Yeah, so I put him. Plus, he killed thousands and thousands of people as a result of his enforced regime. Actually, quite interesting thing is
He's on
the
one now.
video of I know, of him being murdered.
Is it a murder?
Yeah, he's just shot in the. Isn't
Oh,
there's
so it
been no
wasn't
trial?
like an execution. No, it was just a murder. He didn't
Well,
go to trial or anything.
for about 5 minutes. Yeah,
Oh, right.
Oh, what?
it was
Someone
like a
popped him in there?
kangaroo court, basically.
Oh, right. Well, they just popped him there and they went, right, come in.
They
All
just
right,
ran
mate.
off.
Yeah, you're
and
dead.
they ran through the courtyard. Him and his wife, who was a.
He
fucking
ran off.
He was in. Not ran off like running
He's
off
just
down the
make it
road.
go for it.
You know,
Go.
like he just went no, like saying whatever, and they just shot him. Plus he, I forgot what I was going to say then.
Was it something his wife said? Weren't they calling him peasants or something?
Yeah, they caught her on tape actually when the people were shouting up in the crowd and all that kind of thing. Yeah, she was saying stuff like that.
What, she was calling
It's
them
all a
peasants?
coup though. All these revolutions that happen to get people ousted, there's always a coup behind it for the ready for the next people.
Well, yeah.
It's the same as you look at like.
But it wouldn't happen without the dictators. It
Yeah.
wouldn't happen. I think. No,
It's the same as look at Germany in the 80s and the 90s. West Germany, I'm on about. There was Nazis still in the German
West Germany
in West Germany
or
yeah.
East Germany?
No, West Germany. There was Nazis still in the party. Do you know what I mean?
West Germany.
Yeah, in West Germany. Yeah,
The free zones.
yeah, the free zones.
Okay.
Yeah. There
I
wasn't
don't know.
there
I
wasn't-
genuinely don't
yeah,
know
there wasn't-
anything about.
There wasn't outright Nazis saying I'm a Nazi. do
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
but they were ex-officers and stuff. I suppose.
Yeah, they were all.
Well, yeah,
all-
makes sense.
And it's the same with all of it. It's all a coup. They all get in. The same people just rebrand themselves, don't they? I'm a Democrat now.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
know,
But
yeah, I
anyway,
know.
Ceausescu, yeah, he's going in for me.
So it's either a rugby fan, a member of the village people, or someone that doesn't like glasses.
I don't know. There's just something uneasy about picking one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
know.
just like,
It's like the-
are we then endorsing the other two?
No, of course not. I'm not endorsing any dictator. I don't like that
No.
way of political leadership. But it's
dunno.
like, it's not like I'm saying which is the best one. I'm saying which is the worst one.
Yeah, but then by saying which one's the worst one, then there's two ones that arguably we think are better. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
but
So what? Don't matter. We got to pick one.
Just
gotta
pick
pick
one.
one. I
Who
don't know.
you going with?
I'm sticking with Pol Pot, man.
You're going to stick with yours, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with mine. So what do we do now?
They all go in.
I think just to get rid of them all, innit?
Just
Yeah.
get rid of them all, shall we?
Dictatorship.
All right,
Just
then.
get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Because
Right,
there's no
nobody
way of pick exactly like you said.
There is no way
of
to
really
pick, is there?
picking.
I don't think there is. But I do find the subject of dictators interesting
Yeah, it's
because
really
they're always
fascinating, man.
like this sound weird, innit? But they're always like captivating, like people like watching some of the stories and the documentaries on some of these people. It's just mad.
Yeah, their
You know,
rise and stuff,
Yeah.
like how they
They do
do
mad
it.
things, and they've obviously got potential to do other stuff because that's why they get to power, innit? Because they're all like good communicators and good at managing people.
Networking,
and yeah,
like
raising
marketing and
money.
that,
yeah.
Like, it's mad. And then they get all people to follow them. Some of them do, or some of them just rule with an iron fist. When they could have just done something different, innit? Like, I don't know, do Band-Aid.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Imagine Bob Geldof is really a dictator in disguise, but he just does Band-Aid.
And he just couldn't get to that next level.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a
maybe.
shit
Do you know
dictator.
what? Yeah, it's just a shit dictator.
Just not got that level of charisma and just hasn't got the drive for it.
Just falling short. Just fell
Just
short.
stumbled at the final hurdle.
You don't buy one Band-Aid CD, you buy two, otherwise you fucked it.
Otherwise,
See you later.
you're for the chop.
Well, I think that's probably going to come to a reasonable conclusion then. So all the dictators are going in room.
All the
Well, they're going in culture test
Dictators
corner.
corner.
We're
Here they go.
We're fucking them off.
Here they go in. There you go.
And that brings us to the end of the podcast.
End of the podcast.
Haven't we got a gig to mention on Sunday?
We have, yeah. We're mentioning it on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a few days early. Now we've got a gig on Sunday, so if you're in Bristol, come and check us out at the Old England.
The Old English.
Is it the Old English?
I think it's the Old English.
It's one or the two. I think it's the Old England.
One or the two.
Anyway,
One or the two.
There can't be an Old England and an Old English in Bristol, surely.
I don't know.
At two different places.
Yeah, I know.
You can find it on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we're playing Bristol at either the Old England or the Old English. We're supporting Crystalline. That's on Sunday, the 17th of November. Doors are at 7. It's £5 on the door. Our stage time is 8 o'clock. We're on for an hour, and then we can have a beer afterwards. You can buy some CDs from us, tell us how great we are, and then we'll go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're playing Torquay the following Friday. Apple and Parrot, 22nd of November. I think it's free entry. And we're about to announce who's playing with us in a few days because it's a last minute gig. But yeah, 22nd of November, Torquay.
Cool.
Any other
Is
points
there
of
another
interest?
one that we got?
There is. We're playing Totnes. I want to say the 10th of December.
Tuesday, did you say?
Tuesday the 10th of December at the Barrel House. It's the Christmas markets. Everyone's going to be drinking eggnog and wearing Christmas jumpers and doing the Wham Christmas video. And it's going to be proper nice. And then we're going to come on stage and fuck things up. Any other things we need to mention?
No, just go to the website.
Malthusiantrap.co.uk. Give us the tools and seeds we need to grow our own music.
Empire.
Yeah.
Music Empire.
But yeah, go and download the new EP Culture Test for $3.99.
And if you haven't already, join the mailing list and stay tuned for the music video, which is coming out soon, hopefully very soon.
What we're doing podcast next week? We're going back to the original format, or we're going live?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the...
What's the feedback? Let us know your feedback on the podcast. Yeah, we had some technical issues. Give us your comments. share it. Yeah, let us know if you want it live or if you want us to pre-record it.
Or if you want any kind of like, if you want a different camera angle, or if you, do you know what I mean? Just let us know your feedback, whatever you think.
Camera
Bloody hell,
angle.
Martin Scorsese over here.
Yeah, well, you know, if
Well,
we're
we'll
gonna
use
do
a
it,
proper
let's do it
camera, won't we,
properly.
next time?
Yeah, we're using a webcam this time.
Yeah. Chat
No,
roulette.
Chat roulette.
In a minute, it's gonna change to someone like.
Oh, that'd be great to
Stroking their
do on a
phallic
podcast, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do chat roulette on the podcast.
That'd be top. But yeah, thanks for listening or watching and bearing with the technical issues. Big yourselves up.
Big up.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Much love.